everybody. It is day 22 of the 31 Kaijufest. And me and Ace down here, say hello, Ace. We finished up Godzilla versus Space Godzilla. Yes, Godzilla is in space. Or something like that. So, I don't know what to think of this movie, because it's got its good moments and it's got its bad moments, and the bad moments are really freaking terrible. Oh, and before we begin, guess who's back? Back again. That's right. It's fucking Baby Godzilla. He's back. He's little Godzilla this time. And even the characters don't want to deal with his shit. So, what is the general story of this? And no, he's not a sexy motherfucker like Mothra. So, we've got basically through a lot of mumbo jumbo that they talk about in the film, some of Godzilla's DNA mixed with some other monsters' DNA has somehow ascended into space. And that includes Biollante and I think when Mothra fought. And so it somehow goes into a black hole and then into a white hole and then into a green hole, and how pops, I guess they all poop together and pop out Space Godzilla or some shit like that, because that's their explanation for why Space Godzilla exists. It's basically Godzilla's DNA out in space, and he's coming towards the planet because he wants to kill Godzilla so he can take over Earth. That is your basic plot of the film. You've got some guys on an island, and they go there because there's a bunch of shit with telekinesis. Again, ESP, this is all these films from the 80s and 90s. That's what they are. They all had to do something with ESP. At least this time we got some stupid-ass telekinesis scene that is really fucking ridiculous. So, the highlights of the film. Space Godzilla beating the crap out of little Godzilla. That's probably one of my favorite scenes in this movie. How about you, Ace? Was that a good scene? No? He didn't like it very much. And then, of course, you've got Space Godzilla versus Godzilla the first time, where Godzilla kind of gets his ass kicked. The G-Force, now, they have something called Mothra, that is like another fucking mech to take down Godzilla, which does like a Voltron type of splitting thing. So at one point I was expecting him to say, "I'll form the head." But that never happens. It just has a top and a bottom. Basically, one is like a drill, and the other one is a flying robot, not robot, but plane type thing. And so, all the highlights in the film are really with Godzilla versus Space Godzilla. I mean, they kind of kick each other's ass. There's a scene where Godzilla, he's doing all his fire breath stuff and doesn't really work, and you got Mechagodzilla throwing giant fucking crystals at him. I mean, I'm not even really going through the human stuff because the human stuff is so dumb. And it does connect back to the last film where you got that guy Gordo who died in the building that Godzilla knocked down. I don't know if that was last film or 2 films ago because they're all fucking running into each other. But so his friend is all like, "Oh, you killed my friend Godzilla, so I must kill you." And of course, he ends up teaming up with Godzilla to help knock down Space Godzilla, because that's the way these things go. You gotta go ahead and beat up the people that are helping you, or against the people that you want to kill, or some shit like that. So, like I said, the fights between Space Godzilla and Godzilla are fun, and even with Megaera joins the fight. We actually also do get a little bit of Fairy Mothra, is so they call it. She shows up in one little scene with the 2 little Cosmos girls to tell the telekinesis lady that she needs to help out and everything. And yeah, it's really not quite worth it. So, overall, it's, like I said, it has its entertaining moments. Really, again, it's just the kaiju stuff. That's honestly it. The human stuff, it's a little better than some of the other things, but I'm honestly tired of this whole ESP. Everybody has some type of psychic fucking power. that they use to either talk to Godzilla, or in this case, I think the Yakuza actually shows up and they kidnap the telekinesis girl so that she can go and help them control Godzilla, because Godzilla is power, and power is exactly what we need. So with that being said, goddamn, I mean, I think I have to give this film, I'm going to give it a 2 out of 5, because really, I didn't like the human stuff so much, and even some of the kaiju stuff, while it was entertaining, I think it just went on, can't believe this is, a little too long, and there was a lot more of the laser stuff, especially when you got, like, Space Godzilla floating up in the air and shooting all his beams down on people and everything like that. And then how do we end the film? Of course, you know, at one point, you know, little Godzilla, he gets kidnapped by Space Godzilla, and he gets put into like this weird crystal cage thing after Godzilla gets knocked down. And then you never hear from him again. And I was like, man, this is great. I don't have to see little Godzilla ever fucking again. This is awesome. At least in his like little bigger form or whatever. But no, they make sure at the end of the film that one of the guys gets to have the telekinesis, ESP, whatever the fuck you're talking about, vision from the girl that he's like in love with. And, okay, that's another thing. There's actually a thing where they have him and her on like the beach, and he's like, but you don't know about love. You don't know what love is. And she's like, but you kill all the time. You kill. That's all you want to do, and have hate. And I was like, why the fuck is this my Godzilla film? This is like Godzilla 1988 or 1998. I don't need all this love shit in my Godzilla movie. Just fucking have kaijus punching each other fucking nuts or something. But anyway, so she shows him that Baby Godzilla is A-okay back on the island. And of course, everybody's happy. And then you get the credits rolling, and Mothra's out in the sky. Some shit like that. So, yeah. 2 out of 5 Space Godzillas. I like the design of Space Godzilla. I think he's really cool when he's flying around his weird crystal thing. And he's got those weird shoulder, like 80s shoulder pads that some women used to wear, except for their giant crystals. So, yeah, that's it. We'll be back tomorrow. And I think we actually finish off the whole 80s and 90s before we get into the Millennia series next week. So, with that, I'll see you later.